We are live, the SMT Podcast. Welcome to the show. August is gone. We're in September. It is September 3rd, 2020. The special edition, kind of in the middle of the week. Usually we do them on Fridays. I might still do one tomorrow, but I don't know. There has been so much happening the last few days. I thought it would be good to get the talking heads on the show and discuss these items. And I think each story is worthy of some attention. So we've had CBRS auction numbers released. We've got some preliminary numbers, a little bit of detail to it. There has been some action coming out of T-Mobile. I made my video. Hector, I watched your video. Carlos, we've had feedback from you. You just pop it in here. You can pop in whenever you're ready. Yeah,
Dude,
man.
Sorry about that.
That's all good. We're expecting possibly Tyrone, Caleb. I'm sure you're hip to the news as well. Rural America and Midwest customers are going to be affected by a potential termination of services. I don't want to give away too much, but you guys have already watched my video. I really hate making those types of videos, but what the hell am I supposed to do? I mean, it's the thing. It's what happens. So we report on it, and then I try not to get too emotional, but I get amped up because they're underserved customers. They're people that don't have options. So we'll talk more about that. I know Hector has personal experience in those living circumstances where you're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, so you feel for it. And I'm a school teacher. So on one side, people over at T-Mobile are saying, we care about rural America, the homework and the classwork divide. That's happening here. And then on the other side, we're cutting you off. So we'll synthesize the whole thing. All right. What's up? Yeah. What's up?
What's up, everybody?
Hey, man.
What up? Yeah. What's going on,
so
bro?
those will come out. We'll talk about that. If we have time, maybe we'll throw in some T-Mobile Project 10 million. And I'll give you guys kind of the breakdown as to how they're doing that program, that initiative. T-Mobile's laying people off again. Surprise. Surprise.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about T-Mobile churn. It's already a thing dating back to July and more so in August. And like I said, I think between now and December, churn rates are going to be pretty high. And I'll explain. I don't
want to talk about that. That's my paycheck right there.
Yeah. So the churn I'm speaking to, just generally speaking, has to do with market share, I think. So we'll keep away from certain things, and then we'll dance the fine line when we talk about market share, because T-Mobile. What the hell? Did I leave something running? My bad, y'all. The thing about the market share thing, and the reason why I wanted to bring it up is because T-Mobile overtook, quote unquote, overtook AT&T as the number 2 carrier based on postpaid subscribers, and that might not be, lasting. All right, that might not be the case by December. So we'll talk about that. We definitely have to hit the CBRS auction topic. We have to. Who won what? What that looks like and how that's going to play out for the next, I'd say probably 2 years. It'll start to deploy in a year, and then, what that'll do for those networks and what it'll do for customers. So, yeah. And then T-Mobile expanded markets with 5G. And I already have some feedback on that. Somebody who actually went into a supposed 5G market and how many tower sites they connected to with band 41NR. So, and then if we have time, I don't think we will, but if we do, we'll talk these Pixel devices. We got some FCC documentation. We've got that, and then the iPhone's the last phone of the year. So those 2 items. And we also have iPhone news. Apparently only one is going to be worth buying. So,
yeah,
Carlos, you're like, I know. We'll talk about it, man. All right. I really don't know where to start. So, actually, I guess I'll just pick the one that's in front of me. Okay. Let's start with T-Mobile cutting off rural customers. Okay, I'm just gonna go with this is what the story is reporting. Okay, I can't go on speculation, but there are 44,000 households that are going to be terminated on their unlimited plan. That's the fact. T-Mobile is citing two things. The verbiage that they used was excessive usage and abuse. Here's how I see it under these conditions. When rural America is using internet on T-Mobile as home internet, it's probably because they don't have other options. The reason I say that is because you're in a bad place if your only option is T-Mobile, which is a wireless provider. You don't have a home ISP. You don't have Starlink's not available yet. It's still in beta. You don't have a Cox Communications, a Charter, a Spectrum. You don't have those things. So you're really stuck only able to use a wireless provider as a home ISP. If T-Mobile understood that and really cared, they would glance over the fact that they were using excessive amounts of data because they have no option. You might be connecting 3, 4, maybe 5 devices, a TV, some form of internet in terms of like a laptop, desktop, maybe there's a tablet or an iPad, maybe a couple of phones when they're inside the house, whatever the case may be. It's not really abusive. It's abusive by the terminology, right? You should only use so many gigs, but these people don't have options. So you're essentially cutting them off when they don't really have choices. Like it'd be funny if T-Mobile was like, look, you're abusing our network. Here's another option for you. There's another home ISP. Here's the literature about their business. That would be nice, right? Like here's another option for you because our towers can't support it. But no, you know that those people don't have options. So they're getting cut off. Hector, have at it, man. September 14th, these people are going to be cut off cold turkey. That's what they're calling it. Cold turkey kill. There's no grandfathering of plans. Mike Sievert tweeted, we're taking care of the rural divide, the digital divide, blah, blah, blah. My cats, all these T-Mobile execs, bro. Go ahead and give it to them, man.
So just to get this out of the way, if this was normal times, if this was, a year and a half ago, I don't think we'd be talking about it. I think we might have overlooked it, and that's just the truth, right? But the problem is we're going through a pandemic. We're going through a situation where kids are home. They need the internet to do schooling. Even the parents, some parents might be working from home, right? So in normal times, we might not be talking about this, but the fact that it's happening during the pandemic, during a situation where a lot of families are struggling, it just doesn't look good for T-Mobile, man. It just does not look, it does not reflect well on them. It makes you think of, do you remember when AT&T years ago just decided to all of a sudden throttle everybody? They had the unlimited data plans that were grandfathered, and they said, hey, everybody's just going to be capped at 5 megabits per second now. They tried to be quiet about it, but there was sort of an uproar. I really do hope T-Mobile catches some flack for this because, again, the timing, the situation, it just does not look good on them. Again, another one that caught a lot of flack for this was Verizon. If you remember, they were cutting people out for excessive data use several years ago, and they caught flack. And that was during a time when there was no pandemic, when there was no crisis. So that's the reason why I think that they really deserve the flack for this. And they should be called out. And I really commend all of you guys for doing it, right? For making videos about it. And I think the person or the entity that originally provided this information was grateful because they were subscribing to our channels and they were following us on Twitter. So this is the kind of thing that we're here for. And I really think we need to continue pushing this on them.
Carlos?
Well, I mean, you already know how I feel, bro. It's a really messed up situation because these people, this is their sole connection, man. What are you going to do? Right now, school is mandatory to be online. I know people that are using they used in the last 2-3 weeks, I think it was like 20 gigs almost. That's just in their school. That's a lot of gigs, bro. You think 100 gigs hotspot's going to be enough for 365 days? No, it's not going to be, man. And this was their only viable option, and now you're just basically taking it away. What happened if T-Mobile was the only provider that decently worked in their area and AT&T and Verizon didn't in that rural area? Because there are spots that are like that. We can't deny it. We all got to agree on that part. Yeah. And now they're screwed. And it's not good, bro.
Starlink can't come soon enough, in my opinion. I really have big, huge, massive hopes for Starlink in terms of its reach and its quality of connection. I think Elon Musk is the mad scientist type of guy. He's hungry. He just wants to do stuff. He doesn't care. Nothing gets in his way. He makes it happen. So there's relief on the way, but that doesn't change what's going on now. So
ESIM, right? They call it.
Yeah. So, Alexis brings up that point. Starlink is up to 720 satellites. As those launches continue, adding 65 and 80 and 120 satellites, it's going to change connectivity throughout the country. And a big shout out to Sean for his super chat earlier as well. I'm encouraged about, what Starlink is doing, because that's who I think this service is really designed for. People in countries that lack infrastructure, or segments of countries where it's not there. Our home ISPs have let us down. My intention is not to put it on T-Mobile only. This brings up the point that home ISPs just haven't built out, and the FCC has not forced the issue. I can point to a lot of things that Ajit Pai has done well in the last year. There is a very long list of things he has done wrong. And this is one of the things that he has done wrong. He has neglected rural America. They're just now starting to care. But entire generations of wireless technology have passed them by. So these are the lack of infrastructure and home ISP choices, and the lack of wireless build out, especially a company like T-Mobile, who's also giving up a lot of their roaming partners because of the cost to operate that type of a deal. So, I'll open it up to the guy next to Hector, and then the guy below me. I mean, you guys have at it. Is there something you want to add or mention?
Yeah. I mean, my opinion it's unfortunate. We need and this is and keep in mind, guys, this is a little bit right after the FCC connected pledge, right? Just a little bit after that, and so to lose these customers, and even if it would have been like on AT&T or Verizon, this still would have been bad, right?
Yeah.
Even if so, yeah, I just think it's an all-around bad situation. Hopefully, they'll find an alternative solution with maybe satellite or alternative coverage. But with that, guys, I told you this is going to be a short one for me, so I do have to get going.
See you, buddy.
And for the drive. So,
right,
Sneed, thanks for having me on, and you guys all have a great night and stay safe.
Be safe out there, buddy.
bro.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yep. You too. Bye.
Hey, anything you want to add in there, my dude?
Yeah.
I think the timing's horrible. I think it's super, super unfortunate as well, but I just wish I knew more of the story. I wish I knew more. What are they claiming as what's excessive data? We're only hearing one part at the end of the day, and I'm not defending what T-Mobile is doing, but I just wish we had more details.
I think a couple of customers that are affected by this have reached out, and they did indicate 200 gigabytes of data usage.
200 plus.
200 gigabytes when that's your only source of internet isn't that much.
No.
I mean, all
Sure.
of us
Yeah.
combined as tech people, we use more than that every single month. So if it's only 200 gigs, then it's straight BS.
Yeah, so I agree. I think typically when people are using home internet, they push that terabyte. It's very easy, especially with TV. So, to me, 200 gigs is 2 drops in a bucket. Troy, thank you for the super chat. I'll have to take a look at that later. Big Al, thank you for your super chat as well. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
So I have a question when you can.
Yeah.
For you guys. Do you guys think do you think it would have been less of an issue if T-Mobile would have said, hey, look, we're kicking you out because of the excessive data as a vendor, but we're going to go ahead and replace it with our own native home internet starting on such date? Do you think they would have caught less flack if that's what they would have done?
That would have been a better option. I would have thought,
Yeah.
at least.
But they're
would
not
have saved the money.
Yeah.
But think about it. They're not in the business of helping you find other solutions.
Right.
They're it's like a mosquito. It's just shooing it away.
True.
I that's how I've seen them behaving. I mean, maybe we offer some kind of exposure and they say, okay, this is bad press. Let's actually do something different here, and then they could tweet about it, and then they could fix whatever image misconception may have been created by this. But I don't see it that way. They haven't responded to it, and in my eyes, they're just looking at 44,000. They're like, whatever. Yeah. But
bad press can make a carrier change its ways though, because we all know what happened with just recently with Verizon and trying to charge the $10 for the 5G. Yeah. People complained about that. People weren't happy about it, and guess what? On their new plans, it's gone. So I think that they can, if we put enough pressure on them, if enough people pick it up, I think we can make them change, their path a little bit. But who knows?
Yeah, and they're a very emotional, sensitive carrier. We know that they watch us.
Oh yeah.
So
oh yeah,
they're watching.
So my argument at that point is, so you're letting 44,000 customers go, or 44,000 lines or accounts, however you want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, that is consistent bill pay money every single month of customers paying their bill, irregardless of the usage. So at one point, does the carrier lose money on the customer because they're using, let's say, a little more data than average?
True.
I still don't see how 200 gigs is that bad. On a rural America tower, 200 gigs of usage.
I mean, that site
you might get several hundred users.
Right. If that site has mid-band,
talking 2 carrier ag, minimal bandwidth, it should be fine, you would think.
Yeah, I mean, if that site has band 12 and or band 71, throw in a mid-band carrier, I mean, it's probably doing 100 megabits per second, which is good enough for those people. And there's probably never more than 15 devices connected to that tower at any given moment. So I don't know. I don't see why they made this a thing. It just didn't seem like it required. It didn't require an action step from T-Mobile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, my argument is they desperately need revenue. They desperately need additional revenue streams for network build out. And you do this.
Yeah, but they're paying people, right?
Well, that's what Tim is saying, right? He's saying that why do a move if they're paying?
Unless they plan on offering them a new plan, which involves a tiered set amount of data or some kind of a data bucket. But I don't all their plans are unlimited.
Yeah, I was going to say, we don't offer anything but unlimited. And
they moved all the old plans to unlimited a couple of years, like in the last year. They just gave it. They're like, yo, you got 5 gigs. We're just going to give you unlimited.
There's one plan that we don't offer as unlimited, and it's a hotspot line. That's the only plan that we offer that is not 100% unlimited.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're going to offer them that, but that's not an option for them. They're going to blow through 30 gigs in the first 3 days.
I was going to say, what's a 22 gig cap point going to do to them? And that's $100 a month for that 22 gigs.
Yeah. I totally agree. We'll see if they change. We'll see if they pivot on that and they backtrack. There have been times where I've been okay with T-Mobile backtracking. Like that would be one of them. Okay. Paul, thanks for the super chat. Given the times, T-Mobile shows no comparison. They need to really reflect on their action and rectify. I agree. And it's never too late. You can always make things better. I've always said that to people. I've said that to my students who are teenagers. I've said it to my brother. I've said it to my, family and friends. It's never too late to make a change. Even to myself, if you think something is wrong, and you can make a difference and make a change, do it. All right. Yep. It's never too late.
Never too late to improve.
Yeah. T-Mobile's doing some C-band testing. Right. Not really something I want to spend too much time on, but you have to they have to grant you permission to do so. So they're filing for the approval from the FCC. The auction is December 2020. Deployment would be about a year from then. It looks like this would indicate that T-Mobile wants in on some level. T-Mobile is a company that is pretty evident based on their moves that they're hurting for money. So I don't know how much there will be involved with C-band, seeing that they have 320 megahertz of nationwide sub-6 gigahertz spectrum. So they probably don't feel compelled to go big, but they probably feel compelled to make a nice sized channel of it. Yeah. So, maybe sounds 40 megahertz of it or something.
That's what I think about.
Sounds like Deutsche Telekom be kicking in a little loan.
Okay, so that's where that goes next is Deutsche Telekom is getting involved. They're actually involved in 2 investments right now. They want to help get in on the financing of the spectrum. So they'll be the ones providing the money for the C-band. A lot of people, analysts, are saying somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 to 10 billion in spending, which falls into place. We're also hearing that Deutsche Telekom may get the financing together for the Shentel deal. We'll see what happens with Swiftel because that's the last affiliate for Sprint, but that's what we're expecting. Verizon's in phase 2 of testing CBRS, or excuse me, C-band. C-band. They're in phase 2 of testing C-band. So they've already done 1 round of testing. Their second round of testing is in California. I forget the cities they named. There was a couple of them. I really wish I had access to this stuff, but I don't. Maybe, Hector, you've seen or heard of it. I don't know if you have friends or anybody there in California, but
it was in Sunnyvale or something.
Los Angeles is one of the markets, right?
LA was one of them. Okay.
Carlos.
I thought it was Sunnyvale up in Northern Cal.
I think it is Sunnyvale.
I saw the list, but I don't remember, honestly.
I thought it was Sunnyvale and somewhere in New York and Texas. Yeah. Those were
Makes
like
sense.
3
Tyrone is the one that remembers all that stuff really well. Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out there because a lot of people think that it's a foregone conclusion that T-Mobile is done, but you can't let C-band go without any involvement. It's that big of a deal. 280 megahertz.
Just don't.
They're gonna have to walk away with something. Yeah.
Just don't be like AT&T. Show up to the game and not play.
I want to actually talk about that. So if we pivot, this is a much bigger story because it's like right now, right? The CBRS auction generated, I think it was like $4.7 billion or something, right. $4.5 billion. It was pretty big. It's interesting. The licenses that drove up the pricing were all Verizon counties.
Oh, yeah.
So Verizon spent almost half of the revenue that was generated. So basically, Verizon brought the money bags, the proverbial money bags that we talk about, C-band and CBRS. These mid-band auctions are going to generate historical revenue. So, we thought it was amazing when we saw Verizon and T-Mobile spending $1 billion at millimeter wave auctions. Now they're exceeding that. So Verizon spent $1.9 billion. They were able to get 557 total licenses. As a percentage, that's a very small number. Okay, so 557 out of a possible like 3,200 or 3,300. So it's not a big number, but they are probably the most important markets when it comes to congestion for them. So in those markets, 157 counties, 557 licenses, most of the time they got 40 megahertz in those counties. So either 30 or 40 megahertz, so they got large chunks of it, the most you can really get, right? 30 and 40 is the high end. These are going to be difference-making connections for their performances. So I said this to Tyrone. I said, look, man, I know why they did this. The root metric scores are low. They just got the squeeze from AT&T. AT&T jumped ahead of them in average download speed in a lot of cities. I would bet, and we could line this up later, we could take a look. I would bet that the 157 counties that got these licenses are the markets where Verizon lost the lead to AT&T. Or they're probably also the markets where T-Mobile has a lot of 2.5, and they're trying to offset some of that. So I'm just going to stick my neck out there and say it. I think there's going to be like a 90% correlation. Where they got these licenses is going to address their root metric scores and their open signal reports. So go ahead, Hector. Give me your thoughts on the Verizon stuff.
They did something similar with AWS3, where they only bought in areas where they were kind of falling behind, right? Yeah. So that Verizon is really surgical like that. Whenever they add spectrum, when they buy spectrum, they're really smart about where they buy it. Do you really need an extra 30 megahertz of spectrum? Is it really going to make that much of a difference in any town, USA, in the middle of nowhere? It's probably not going to make that much of a difference. You can offset any congestion there with density, right? If you needed to. So I think that because the markets that I saw were Los Angeles, Orlando, Phoenix, the ones where they've kind of lost a little bit of a lead. I think San Diego was in there where they went and got 30 megahertz or more. So yeah, and I think what they're planning on doing, right? If I'm not mistaken, and they're going to deploy it all on 5G, right? They're going to put it all on 5G.
Oh
so
no, it's going to be DSS. It's going to start LTE.
they're going to use
And
it.
it's going to DSS. Yeah, when the standalone becomes a thing for them.
And the thing that's interesting about Verizon is that they already have those little antennas, those little cubes that they have on a bunch of towers here in Phoenix. So they're ready. As soon as they get that license, boom.
Yeah, turned on. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's great that they're doing that. They really do need to catch up. I think that right now they're just ahead of Dish, right? About 120 megahertz versus 138 now with the C-band. So interesting time, $1.8 billion for that many licenses is quite a bit of money. So
that's true. William, thanks for the super chat. I do appreciate it. I don't see a comment or a question, but Alexis, thank you to you as well. I suspect that there may be a technical problem in the T-Mobile rural deployment that isn't scaling properly as they had planned. Just a guess. That's possible. Maybe the towers are struggling. I'll throw in and I'll speak to that real quick, Hector. The when you look at the CBRS spending, so Verizon had the most spent.
CBRS, not C-band. I'm sorry.
The CBRS. So Verizon had the most spent, but Dish got the most licenses. Carlos, you take this one. All right, Dish, which I guess was identified as Wetterhorn. I had no idea that they did that. 5,492 licenses in 3,128 counties. That's over 90% of the U.S. So they didn't buy incredible amounts of spectrum. They don't need to, right? If they're coming in as the fourth carrier, they're going to be small, right? So 20 megahertz in most cases, 10 megahertz in other cases. What's your take, man?
Bro, it's let's hope they're not hoarding it, man. Because they have been known to hoard, bro.
I don't think they will this time, man.
Bro, but I would hope that they're going to deploy this at a rapid rate, and get their native network going, because now this gives them an advantage. They got low band, they got some CBRS, they got some AWS 4, which is even better than 3. They really got the good stuff, man, and they could really make something happen out of it.
Yeah, they spent $912 million. So to give you perspective, that's half of what Verizon spent, right? But Verizon paid top dollar for the good. You know what I'm saying? Like the places where you gotta have it.
Just to consider this, right? You're talking about Los Angeles. People don't know this. People think LA, it's 3.5 million people. When you're looking at that market, you're actually looking more at 17 million people.
Because of the county. Yeah. It's not.
The surrounding area, right? So it's not. So they spent where the people are at. That's really what they did. It's a smart way to do it.
Yeah, they didn't. A lot of people said, why would Verizon do this? Why did Verizon not go national? Why? So you can brag national? Do you want them to be like T-Mobile and brag national when they don't need to? It's not required. They only needed to address what their issue was, which was possibly some congested cities or cities where their speeds were slowing, where they used to be number one in those reports, where now they've slid to 2 or 3. So market share,
I don't know exactly the numbers, but I would be willing to bet that you could take 500 of those licenses that Dish bought and put them and fit that population into the LAP market. Just a perspective for how many people they're covering.
AT&T, no bids, no successful bids.
Come on,
thanks,
man.
Dean. Appreciate the super chat. I'm going to tell you why I'm not worried.
No,
listen, hear me out, bro. Hear me out, because a lot of people are like, no, my carrier didn't get CBRS. Let me tell you what, bro. Be glad, because they probably would have added it to your bill if they did.
True story.
They make you pay for their payroll taxes and stuff. So AT&T didn't bid, and I'm okay with that. They don't have those network constraints that we're seeing at Verizon. If anything, all they have to do is climb a tower, install band 14, charge the federal government, upgrade band 30 while they're up there already, and then call it a day. So I know, man. And honestly, I don't think anybody has a better backhaul situation than AT&T. So generally speaking, their hardware is A+. All their newly upgraded sites are state of the art and up to standard. In fact, they set the standard, in my opinion. Verizon is like that too. These are networks that have performed in excellence for a while now. So I'm okay with AT&T not getting anything. They simply just don't need it. They don't require it. And we know they have a bit of a money situation right now. So
oh yeah, what is it, like $160 billion in debt? That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. John Stanky has his hands full. The residual effects of Randall Stevenson and his escapades from the last 5 years, dating back to 2015 and 2018 with DirecTV and Time Warner. They're trying to sell DirecTV. They're not going to get more than 10 or 20 billion. I'd be surprised. I know Charlie Ergen wants it, but he probably don't want to give him more than 5 billion. He wants it on the low. He's rough, bro.
He's probably saying $1 billion is too much.
Yeah, he's probably like, man, I got 900 million, bro. What you got?
That's it, bro. Either that or you take another 20,000 customer loss.
Yeah.
Man.
T-Mobile got 6 counties covered, $5.6 million. They don't really need it. They probably looked at their 2.5 holdings and were like, all right, can we use this somewhere? Here's a few of them. So they got it.
That was smart on their part.
I also think that their money situation is a little restricted too. They've literally taken money from their retail employees. So, they've changed the commission structure. They've changed their business operations. They're doing a lot of fees, heavily enforcing it. So I just don't think they have the money. You got to come up with this money September 17th. And you have to be fully paid October 1st. If they don't have it, you can't bid, because then it's going up to be part of a GAA situation. It becomes general access. It won't be a PAL anymore. So they're addressing specific needs. They didn't go in big. They filled in those gaps. Chantel got 262 licenses, 74 counties. That would become T-Mobile if they make that deal happen, right? So that's a part of that. U.S. Cellular, 243 licenses in 80 counties. Home ISPs went big, apparently, for them, like to their standards. Collectively, the home ISPs spent just over $1 billion. But that means they're probably going to be doing some stuff with this, trying to rely on Verizon a little less, right? So if they can launch their private LTE networks with this, if they can,
how about lease it back to Verizon?
If they want it, I mean,
it makes sense.
But think about this, Hector. If Verizon has 30 or 40 megahertz in a market, plus the general access licenses that are available, like you could run 100 megahertz of it. You could, right? So I don't know. Tyrone, good to have you, man. Welcome.
What's up, Tyrone? Hello. He's not
Good
there.
to have you, Good to have you, Tyrone. Welcome.
We like your screen, bro.
Yeah, it's cool. Cool logo, bro. All right. T-Mobile expanded 81 markets, 2.5 gigahertz. I'm going to spoil the fun. I did a poll today, a Twitter poll. I have a friend who drove through Maryville, Indiana, one of the markets listed on the list of 81 markets. He drove through the entire city. The question was how many sites did he connect to with band 41 NR? Your options were 1, none, 10, 20 plus. How many sites did he connect to that were band 41 NR?
Uh-oh.
I'm going to say 10.
2?
10.
The answer, none.
Are you kidding me?
None.
Damn!
He drove through the entire city of Maryville, Indiana, and didn't connect to one single tower.
Okay, so just to be fair, in one of my videos, I pointed out that you have to have data load in order to connect to N41 sometimes. Because I've driven around Phoenix thinking there's none, and I'm like, oh, this is crap. And then I, started doing streaming in the background or have a hotspot running a video or something, and it was much more consistently connecting that way in areas where I didn't even know it was that it was already deployed. Does that make sense?
You make sense. The fact that it's running that way does not.
Well,
why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they make it a primary connection? It's a wide channel.
Right. It's
Yeah.
it's an energy saving measure because it's a higher frequency. So that's what I've read anyway. So hey, I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate.
Hey,
I know,
bro,
I know
but
you're a
this
good guy, bro. I know.
I'm
I'm
trying
getting
to
a
keep
headache, bro. I'm
No,
getting a
no.
headache because I'm actually
Hey,
thinking about what you're saying.
Hey, I'm gonna let you guys go. See you, man.
Hey Hector, but this is the problem though, bro. Is regardless if you have N71 and N41 in the same tower, it's gonna prefer 71 over 41 all day, every day.
Yes,
That's an issue.
That is a true story. But again, if you're connected to an area where N41 is deployed and N71 is deployed, it'll default to N71. But then if you run a load, it'll go to N41. That's what I observed when I was testing it. So
Come back, Hector. Come back.
love you
Don't
guys.
leave.
See you later.
Don't leave. Jack said. Jack brings up a nice question. I don't know how many others would have thought about this, Jack. The way that you stated this. So they used to be with AT&T. They were concerned about the debt load and how it could affect their bills. That's interesting. I don't know if I would have moved just yet, but that is interesting. So I always tell people don't move until you have to. Don't make preemptive moves with carriers when things aren't necessarily they don't have to change for you, right? So but maybe you're being proactive. Maybe you're like a prophet and you don't even know it. Maybe you're leaving before it hits the fan. But honestly, I don't think you should experience any disruptions. A large company that generates massive amounts of revenue. Think about the streams of revenue for AT&T. They're just very resilient. They pay dividends when they're losing money. So I would just say ride with whatever you got as long as things are good. If things change, then you pivot. That's kind of my approach.
Something to keep in mind, you're never really safe with any carrier on that.
Nope.
The truth is that if T-Mobile, Verizon, whoever decided that they couldn't do a plan anymore, they'll find a way to get you off of it. You know what I mean? Even if they make it just very difficult to upgrade, to do, whatever extra things you want to do, they're going to find a way to get you out. And that's just
here's my friend. Here's my friend from Maryville, Indiana. He's here.
Uh-oh.
There he is.
What
Wish
is
I
that?
could have gotten the N41 to lock, but I couldn't. True story.
Uh-oh.
So he tried.
That's
So he was
That-
doing his
yes.
best and couldn't lock.
Yeah. He drove through the entire city. I mean, I've never heard of that town. So I'm assuming it's not that large. I'm guessing he went through a bunch of blocks. This is not millimeter wave, guys. This is some of the most average frequency based midband you can get. I mean, the next generation of midband auctions is all going to be higher frequency, and we're all excited about it. This is 2.5. This is just a little bit above PCS and AWS.
No,
1700, 2100. We're talking about 2.5 gigahertz. It's right above it. It's right there.
bro.
Well,
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
What you got to do is take 4 steps to the right, do a loop-de-loo and a dancey dance, and you'll probably get it to connect, bro. And do a hopscotch a little bit, you got to play the dance.
So, I will say this, Sneed.
Shackles on her feet.
I will say this. It was more robust when Sprint had it deployed.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. It used to reach further, and it was actually hitting higher peak speeds. Now, that might have to do with the fact that they were doing N41 at 40, 60 megahertz, and on top of that, they had the 3 carriers of band 41. But still, it was much more robust with Sprint, and there's really no argument there from me. You won't get an argument there from me.
I agree. I mean, we've got 17 markets in New York. We have 9 in New Jersey. Pennsylvania has 9. Texas has a few. I mean, 81 markets in total. We'll be getting feedback from people. I'm not excited about 20 megahertz channels, though. You know what I'm saying, Hector? I'm not into that. I'm done with 20 megahertz channels. If we're moving into 5G and we're going to be talking about legit bandwidth and real performance, 20 megahertz channels aren't going to cut it.
No.
Especially when you're holding 160 megahertz. So we're looking for the 40 megahertz channels, right?
Yep.
And if you're going to aggregate it with band 71 and you're going to aggregate it with a PCS, then at least make that band 41 something substantial. Make it a 60 megahertz channel, seriously, because that's what Sprint was doing.
Yeah, I was going to say technically, like depending on what you have for a home Wi-Fi router, that's 80 megahertz channels, 2 carrier ag on a Wi-Fi router.
Facts.
Yeah.
And there are people whose home internets are peaking at 1 gig, and so on. I mean, some people have multi-gig, they've got fiber or whatever, but 2 gig municipal fiber. But yeah, man, I mean, it's hard to get excited about a technology that deployed in 2019 and has since regressed.
Yeah.
T-Mobile's variation of 2.5 gigahertz is not even as good as Sprint's variation of it.
No.
So, and Hector used the term robust, and I'm going to use the word anorexic when describing 20 megahertz channels when there's 160 available national.
Yeah.
Get them, bro. I'm into calories, bro. Give me a ginormous set. Carlos, you remember the one time you were doing a live stream? I ate a sub sandwich that was the size of my arm, bro. I'm into like fill that sucker up. Like, don't play games with me, bro.
I work for this damn belly.
Yeah, double meat, bruh. So
Exactly,
I'm excited only when they deploy it right. I'm not going to get excited about, and people are sending me screenshots of 20 megahertz, and I'm like, okay, like that's cool. I mean, I got speed tests from my Verizon. It's 45 megahertz of spectrum giving me 150 megs. It's not changing my life if I'm going to get a 300 megabit per second speed test. It's not going to change my life. But what I will say is, if an area was struggling and they're doing it, then that's good. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not gonna poo-poo it, but it's also not a big thing. It's not some revolutionary tech. They're talking about next year we'll have hardware that could do 100 megahertz channel, and so we'll see what happens.
I think we're being proven right that they should have kept the Sprint network up, allow for that reciprocal roaming, some kind of OLT between both networks, and then slowly switch it over instead of just doing the shutdown. And then, come on, it's too abrupt.
Well, there's some people that are reporting actually that they are connecting to the Sprint network on a T-Mobile phone in certain parts.
Yeah, you can actually get 310.
I've started seeing it in my market.
Yeah,
in areas where T-Mobile has no native coverage.
Yeah, you can get 310 PLC on the T-Mobile phone now on band 41, but it's not connecting normally. You have to force it, but it will connect.
Yeah, he checked the mall, hospital area, congested areas. He said it was available for 2 minutes. Whatever.
Dang.
Gene, thanks for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. It's been fun, but I gotta get ready and hop off.
See you, man.
All right, then.
Later, y'all.
Bye.
All right. So we'll see what happens. We're tracking it. We're following that story. Phones, shall we talk some phones quickly?
Yeah.
All right, Carlos. All that's left is the Pixel devices.
The iPhone.
The iPhone. That's really it. The LG Velvet is coming to T-Mobile after all.
Oh,
The exclusive version with a MediaTek processor. Friends, do not let MediaTek.
no
Okay.
MediaTek.
This
go
is
on
horrible. Oh my
It
god.
is horrible. It is horrible.
All right, some other things to celebrate about the phone. N41 will be in tow, N71 as well, 5G bands, half off promo with the trade-in or add a line. So I think they're selling it for $600.
You got it. You got it.
Friends,
Oh yeah, you did a video.
Friends don't do MediaTek, and they don't let them do tramp stamps. No tramp stamps.
Yeah, let's give that. Let me give it a zoom real quick, Carlos.
There you
Let's do a solo layout, shall we? Yeah, go ahead and keep that thing up. All right, so yeah, we don't like tramp stamps. The camera array looks kind of cool, if that's a thing. Yeah,
Yeah, you don't got that nasty hump. I'll tell you that much.
yeah, man.
Look,
Yeah.
No, that's a no.
Big shout out to Firewolf Studios. Thanks for the super chat. It's got a smaller battery than the one you have.
300 milliamp smaller.
What the heck? They have a pink color variation.
Yeah,
Yitty. Get the pink one.
there you go. You want to rock T-Mobile? There you go.
Might
Yeah.
as well, right? Oh, you connected to LT only for band 41. Okay, well that's funny because that was a 5G market listed on there. All right. Okay. Actually, we'll stay with hardware real quick, and then we're going to wrap up the last 10 minutes with this Verizon petitioning against T-Mobile thing. All right, so iPhones, 12, 12 Max, 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max. Only one will have millimeter wave, according to multiple sources.
Yeah.
All right, so not just one place. Only one will have millimeter wave, which means if you are a network tech enthusiast, if you are Mr. Hector, if you are Mr. Carlos and Mr. Sneed, you will be buying the Pro Max because that's the only one you want. It's going to be, we've heard the term tri-band get thrown around. Really, it's sub-6 and millimeter wave, right? So it's going to be $1,300, I think. $1,299, because millimeter wave adds an estimated cost of $130, and if it's sub-6 as well, that's an $85 upgrade. So hardware wise, we're just talking the modem that has the antenna array and the whole shebang there. So the 12 won't be tri-band, as they say. The 12 Max won't be either, and it looks like the 12 Pro will be sub-6 only as well. So the iPhone to get if you are trying to access all parts of all things 5G in 2020 and 2021, it's going to be the 12 Pro Max.
Yeah, I think most people are not going to care, but we are. You know, I'm going to care. And man, $1,300, and you're talking about the base version. You're talking about the 32 gigabyte, right? You're not even talking.
Nah, if it's a Pro Max, it'll be 128, I think.
128 minimum. Is that
I hope so, man. If they better not bring back a 32 gig model.
No, because they're doing that on the iPad now. The iPads are coming 128 normal now.
Oh, okay, as the base. Okay, I guess I haven't been keeping up with that, but yeah, I made a video about that earlier myself, and you know, I do think it's a mistake. But Apple is Apple; they're gonna sell millions anyway. You know, and most people are going to be stuck with a sub-6 gigahertz phone. Everybody on the channel, everybody in the
me two.
Go ahead.
I need two.
He's going to take two Pro Max.
I need two Pro Maxes. I carry two Pro Maxes as my main drivers.
I've been thinking about replacing, if the Pro Max is good, like they're saying it's going to be, and it's got the newest Qualcomm. I'm thinking about replacing the S20 Pluses with iPhones, because what's the most popular phone out there? So it would be the most realistic testing, right? Most realistic.
Yeah.
Yep. All mine will get replaced with 2. Give me 8. Give me 8.
Yeah. They'll be N260, N261, so it'll cover all carrier millimeter wave. So that's 39 gigahertz for the 260, 28 gigahertz for the 261. Verizon's forcing the issue here, I believe, because they're saying, look, I mean, our mid-band 5G won't be DSSing, or if that's a word, DSSing, until probably Q1 of next year. And yeah, we're going to want millimeter wave in there. So, and I think the Verizon / Apple tax will be on there. I think it's going to be $12.99.
Hey, didn't Verizon just did not Verizon, Qualcomm did a 2.36 mile test on millimeter wave?
Yep.
Right. I know it was fixed wireless. It was fixed wireless. So let's put that out there. It wasn't on a mobile device, but still, the fact that you can do 2.36 miles on millimeter wave, even on fixed, it's a good sign for the future of the technology. So you do want that millimeter wave. I think it should be a must-have on a high-end phone. It should be.
That's a carrier's current approach to 5G, right? The largest carrier in the U.S. So I agree.
Yeah.
BK in the house.
What's up, Big Lou? What's happening, brother? Good to have you, man. Let's do this Verizon petition thing. This is funny. Okay. I think it's funny. It's a little bit of get back, I think. So Verizon is appealing a file for is appealing to the FCC. They're filing a petition to prevent T-Mobile from getting more 600 megahertz licenses and access. T-Mobile is trying to get additional Band 71 licensing from license companies in key markets. So I'm sure in places like Cook County and LA County, you know, wherever they can get more, they're willing to do it. Verizon is citing competitive harms, but the FCC already has what's called a spectrum screen, which is essentially a cap. How many licenses can be operated in a certain market? And it's relative to other carriers. So, for example, they don't want a certain carrier to have a spectral advantage over the others, so it messes with the playing field, right? So it's kind of like the Yankees. If you don't have a salary cap, the big spender will always win, right? So, but in this case, it's not the big spender because Verizon is a big spender, but they don't have the spectrum assets to be the big dog, right? So in a lot of these cases, T-Mobile already has 20 megahertz of band 71. But if they were to operate another 20 or 30, it would take them above anything that AT&T or Verizon could offer. So it's kind of ridiculous, actually, that T-Mobile is doing this, and I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to give you my take. They have yet to deploy licenses in the PCS and AWS spectrum bands.
25% and 45%.
So in my opinion, if you have congestion issues, you are better served operating mid-band spectrum assets than low-band. But here's what we know about Neville Ray and his little clan, his little network clan. They don't want to build tower sites. So how do you avoid building tower sites? Use lower frequencies to extend, to reach, to cover up those gaps.
It's called use a band that can get you signal all the way to Mars.
60 miles, right? Yeah, that's what it was.
So the end game with networks is always build more towers. And here's this build less towers approach. Clearly they're not able to do it as they, don't have the money. We'll just assume that. Or else why would you do it this way, right? Why would you be trying to lease spectrum in the low band when you have mid band? But those tower sites are going to be, you're going to have to build more, right? You're going to need more sites. So it's going to be cheaper to operate low band and stretch it than to deploy new sites or build new sites and then add mid band. So the range won't be there. The propagation won't be there. They have trouble with signal in these places probably, and that's why they want to go that route. So Verizon has a point. In my opinion, Verizon has a point.
And get yourself a Rebel 5G.
What's up, Terry? Good to have you, and thank you for your super chat. Go ahead, Carlos. Talk to me about this. They just want 1,000 megahertz of low band. Go ahead, bro.
Bro, what the hell, bro? You got enough. You got so much spectrum you can utilize. It's unbelievable, bro. If they really wanted to be smart about this, they have that band 41 in a lot of markets. It was already live. If all you're doing is moving the rack from the lower rack to their rack, hurry up and move it. If not, use it the way it is. It will help you a lot. You have a lot of PCS. PCS has been around since the 80s, bro, even longer. But we'll just say 80s is when they started using it on consumer-based, cellular network. Yeah. So it's been around forever. Why not utilize it? It works. It will get you your speeds. It will get you it will help your congestion. AWS3, lifesaver of a network. It saved a lot of networks from tanking.
Yeah.
You still have 45% of it that needs to be deployed. Deploy that thing. You're already climbing the tower to put that big 300 pound band 71 panel that's gonna fall off and take out a car in a building. I mean, as I was over there in Scottsdale, took out a damn Verizon store. Bro, the Verizon
store. Ironic, bro. How ironic. Maybe that's why
Bro, when they told me that, bro, I was laughing, bro, because I saw the tower. It's right. I don't know if you've seen it. It's next to a cellular sales Verizon right there in northern Scottsdale. The tower's right there, and then you enter in, and then you park right here, and then the door of the store is right there, and then the towers are right above it. Dude, the guy told me 8 months ago that bad boy fell in the damn roof, bro, and took out the store. They had a customer there, bro. And they thought it was Verizon tower, bro. And the customer, and they're like, no, that's our competitor, T-Mobile's. She was like, hurry up and switch me. That's what he told me. They said, hurry up and switch me.
You don't want to go with T-Mobile. That's exactly what happens. Good selling point.
Bro, it's unbelievable. Like, screw low band, bro. Like, if you already have it on in certain spots, okay, beam it. But you need, beam it. If that's what's going to make it work, do it. But
I mean, come on, have you seen their towers? Like, I'm for people that don't know, I'm a flight simulator technician. So I work electronics, I do cabling, I do all that stuff. When I look up at a T-Mobile, I'm not a tower guy, okay? So Let's just throw that out there. When I look up at a T-Mobile tower, I'm like, what the? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just looks like a mess up there. Like do you guys know what zip ties are?
Yeah, man. Right.
And it would
Nah,
look bad.
Bro, they didn't pay him for the zip ties, bro. They're not even paying to get the old panels out. Imagine zip ties, that's too expensive.
What about some cable sleeves, man? Something.
Bro, they can use the leftover fiber that they cut to splice. They can use that and tie it together, bro. At least it's better than nothing. I look at it like that, bro.
So it's an interesting thing to bring up, because you want to know the quality of a deployment of a network. That's one way to do it. You go to a tower, you see how well organized the cabling is, all that good stuff, and how clean it looks up there. It tells you something, because when I work on a flight simulator that has cables doing this number right here, they're just dangling there, and that have cables that are not organized, what do I think immediately? This darn thing is not well maintained. That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean?
Of course,
yeah.
Of course, bro. Especially if you do it for a living, you're gonna notice a difference between quality work and non-quality work, and that's a problem right there. Why not pay these crews? You're going back up 2, 3, sometimes even 4 times. Why not just get it done in one shot? You're saving money. It's a lot of money that you save just doing it once. That's why Verizon and AT&T, that's what they do. AT&T is abusing the federal government right now. They're raping them, bro. Literally, they're raping them dry, bro.
They're not because they're actually building out a great network.
But they're raping them dry because they're charging them for the damn labor for only saying that's for 14, but then they're adding their whole capacity on there, and that's good. Don't get me wrong.
But if it performs, then how is that? I would call it a fair exchange.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, yes, but in a way, they're technically they're supposed to be they're taking advantage of it, because they're supposed to be for FirstNet deployment, but who cares? They're making it happen.
Blame them? Exactly. I wouldn't blame them. I'd be like, hey, go ahead. You put up more money for that on top of what you're getting from the government, then do it. That's one thing. That's another thing. I don't know how wireless crews are organized and how they get their business, but usually when you're the one coming in with the most money in simulation and any other tech fields as well, when you're the one coming in with the money, you're usually the one that gets the better technicians. You get the technicians that are more organized, that get paid better. Yeah. When you're the one that doesn't pay well, you get the newbie. Hey, newbie, you go do that. You're the one that's gonna go put up that tower. It's gonna be an OJT experience for you, buddy. So, there's that aspect to it.
I think the end of the day, there's got to be an evaluation, some form of an inspection done before things are signed off. There are forms that the carrier have to say, and look, we've got, this, did you meet this criterion? And where's the attention to detail? And where is the commitment to excellence? I don't see big red towers like this, and I don't see big blue towers like this. We're seeing it from a company that is not known for network excellence, who is known for network outages and network problems.
Yeah.
Quite often, that means they're getting in their own way. You guys are speaking to a lot of the problems that the company has had for a long time, and it's not changing. That's where my concern lies, is they're not changing the narrative about them. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to stay that way, unfortunately. If you're unwilling to make changes about the performance, and your standard of excellence is not going to exist, people are always going to see you'll never beat the other two. You'll never be better because you simply don't do what they do, which is high quality tower upgrades. I mean, the tower that I connect to here at my house is so poorly configured that I'm 1.2 miles away and I can't access anything but band 12.
Yeah,
that should not be the case.
And
AT&T's on the same tower site.
Yeah,
and I'm getting the mid band, and I'm getting the low band, and it's the same site.
So I have had one coworker that I worked with last year that was a guy that he was a tower technician, and he came in and tried to work in our field, which is a little bit different, but it's not too different where you can't transfer over. And yeah, he told me that the best contracts were the Verizon contracts, and then followed by the AT&T contracts, that they got more money, more time from Verizon than anybody else. And he did tell me that Sprint was the worst, followed by T-Mobile. That's what he told me.
So Sprint was the third best.
They were the worst. They apparently would, like, they would have, like, red lights in the cabinets and whatever, and Sprint would be like, it's still running, just leave it alone. Verizon wouldn't do that. Verizon, they'd have a fault in their hardware, and they'd immediately get it fixed, even if it wasn't causing an immediate problem. Because you do see that kind of stuff in hardware. Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I feel like how I perceive the network excellence, that falls into place. I'm not really surprised. I also think, when you think about these tower companies that do these installations, they ain't coming back if they're not getting paid. And we've already heard about the situation with payments from 2019 that are still delinquent. And there are currently companies that are doing tower upgrades that say, when we get paid, we go back. We're not going back until we get paid. Nobody says that to the other carriers. So those are my concerns, is how will the network get better when your tower installers and your maintenance crews are basically saying, show me the money. We don't trust you.
Yeah.
That's concerning. That's bad business.
Remember that one tower that I went in the south side by my house that had the issue with the fiber? Dude, I remember when I talked to the guy on the Periscope and he said, yeah, we only come back when we get paid. If not, we're not coming back.
Makes sense.
It's on my Periscope, bro. They said, and then I asked them, I was like, well, what about Verizon or AT&T? They're like, oh, they always pay, so we'll do stuff in advance for them. And that's what he told me straight up. I was like, wow. And it's on the Periscope, so it's on record.
You put the money, you get the business. That's the way.
I don't want to hear this anymore, man. I don't want any more of these stories. This is so sad. We have 3 carriers now. We don't know anything about Dish. We don't know what they're doing, right? The network build out. American Tower hasn't commented. Crown Castle hasn't commented, really. We don't know what they're doing.
Do we know of any deployments that they've had, Dish, at all, anywhere?
No. They do have towers, but they're on small scale. And what I mean is, so out here in Lorain County, which is a neighboring county to me,
right,
they operate a few towers for home internet, and they connect their home TV through SIM cards through those tower sites. So they'll give you 100 meg internet. They'll give you TV through a SIM card utilizing those services. But you could put up 3 towers as a cluster and support, half of a county, if you're running low band, right? There's not much traffic. So, you just run, they hold 600, 700 megahertz. So, they're probably running that. Big shout out to Cesar. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you, man.
One fat hippo.
Yeah.
I mean, the best example of what you guys are describing with the money and the hardware and everything, it's those nodes that Verizon is using for millimeter wave. They're in like the ones that they use here in Phoenix. It looks really nice. You see no cables. The base stations are hidden.
Have you seen AT&T's?
AT&T's, I have seen some.
I will send you a photo. Good. They are beautiful.
Yeah, they also look pretty good. Yeah,
they are. They do 2 sectors. They don't do 3 sectors like Verizon. They do a 2-sector setup, but they also run CRAN on those sites too.
And this look like in the CLD and stuff, like they look decent, bro. But here they just slap them on the corner of like casinos and stuff. Like they're facing, yeah, bro. So they don't look. I mean, they're okay, but they don't look like a Verizon one. Like a Verizon one is, on its own pole. They use it on the street light pole, so it looks good. And then now, actually, what I've been catching is that Verizon, I don't know if AT&T's doing it either, but they're using the new LED lights. How they're changing all the street lights to LED. At least out here they are. Well, they have antennas on them, and they're using them for cellular too, on the heads of the LED light.
Wow. Nice.
So every 4th street light is it's a millimeter wave node that they're doing out here. So I don't know if it's going to be on a massive scale for Verizon or what. I don't know if it's Verizon or AT&T. I haven't figured that out yet.
Even now, to this day, I'm still I'm impressed. And this was over a month ago now. Seeing those nodes in neighborhoods was a game changer for me. It was like it really changed my perspective on everything, because Verizon, they have those nodes in freaking neighborhoods everywhere. Every block.
So, yeah, I'll do a Periscope or another YouTube video. I'll just track the millimeter wave deployment for Verizon by the bakery. There are probably 15 sets of nodes around the bakery in those blocks. It's completely residential. And it's also on the main street. So it's designed to target towards the homes, and it's also targeting businesses. But I mean, namely people that are on the street and traffic and whatever else. But Hector, I don't see the nodes and it connects. I don't need line of sight.
Beamforming, yeah.
Yeah, I don't need it. And I'm getting signal in the bakery.
Yeah,
It's weak, but it works.
It really makes me angry when I hear people say, and you still see it a lot, oh, you know, Verizon, you can't even get it through a glass window. It's like, come on, man. Have you even tested it? That's always a question that I ask.
That's what I'm saying, Hector. I don't. Yeah, bro. I don't.
You know what I mean?
I don't let these people get away with it.
Yeah,
It's
good.
What phone? I ask them, what phone do you have that can actually support this technology, and where have you gone to test? The answer to all of that is no. They don't have the phone. They don't pay the bill for the access. They don't even have access to it. It's not even in their market. They're literally talking about things they don't know.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, a few people that I have gotten to test it, where I'm like, dude, go get a phone, try it, and then come back to me. When they come back to me, if they actually did it, usually the message is like, okay, all right, I see it. This is amazing. That's the point. You test it yourself before you talk. You know,
Brother Tennis, I appreciate you being here, bro. Thank you for the super chat sticker.
If you check Salt Lake City, bro, I'm telling you, bro, we gotta go there one day, and you'll see Salt Lake is amazing, bro. Everywhere, dude, everywhere in the neighborhoods.
I'm not coming in tonight, yo. Sorry,
bro. Everywhere is damn millimeter wave, dude, working all over neighborhoods, apartment complexes. I'm talking about the whole shebang, bro. Like at least for 10 miles.
Man,
10 miles worth.
I want to see.
I made a video.
Why don't we hear about it? That's the question. Why hasn't anybody gone there, or why don't we hear?
No, I have.
Oh, you have, yeah.
Check the video, bro. I made a video on it, bro. It's like a lot everywhere, bro. And then, bro, we gotta go, bro. Try to see if you can get some time off, and let's do it, bro. We meet up. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, I don't like it when people talk about things they don't know.
Yeah.
You know, you want to sit there and create an echo chamber of denial. That's your business, but not here. You know, we're about that action. We buy the devices, we spend the money. I record the videos, I edit them, I put it together, and I post it. You have no choice but to eat this. You know, when I do these types of videos, you have to eat this crow. Because I'm in the bakery getting gigabit speed. Inside the bakery, right? I'm standing around the corner. They said you can't cut corners. T-Mobile's millimeter wave, you can't cut corners. That's what Neville said, right? He had that little car example. He had the truck was low band 5G. He had like the Lexus sedan, which was the mid band. And then he had the F1 Formula car. That was the millimeter wave. And it says in the millimeter wave, can't cut corners. No, that's just yours. Because AT&T's does and Verizon's does, you know, like they kind of create that narrative based on the inability of what they're doing, right? So their technology doesn't work.
People will believe it.
Yeah. See, I'm not that guy, bro. I'm the one that's gonna try it. I'll draw my own conclusions based on experience.
I agree.
You know,
I agree 100%. You can tell me all you want, but I'm gonna test it for myself. Trust but verify.
Hector, think about it. They told Elon Musk you can't do it. Everything he wants to do, they said you can't, and he's doing it all.
Yeah,
you know,
that guy's amazing.
Principle.
That guy's amazing. Got to give him credit. He's got a really weird personality. I've watched him on live chats and all that. Like it's not someone I want to hang out with, but he's a smart.
What do you mean, bro? He was on the Joe Rogan podcast drinking tequila and smoking blunts, bro. What you mean? It was kind of weird watching him do it, but like, you know. He
was all right then,
I'm excited. I'm excited about the millimeter wave personally. I know what it's gonna do. I know it's gonna get better.
Somebody wants millimeter wave. So to talk about, you guys want a 1.8 millimeter wave? You guys want to buy it? Let me know. 1+8.
I want a Moto Edge, dude. The Edge Plus. That's what I want.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go one or the two directions. I'm either gonna get the S20, S30 or whatever, or I'm gonna go all iPhone Pro Max, 12, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Pro Maximus.
I got you, bro. You want because I'm switching my device, so I'll send you the Moto Edge.
Nice,
You-
dude.
Oh, nice. Can I get that 1+8 thing or the 1/8 you got?
He's giving stuff
what?
away. He's Nino Brown, bro. He's giving out turkeys. Look at this.
bro. Well, we're gonna have people here fighting. We're gonna be like, let me get one. For sale, buddy. For sale.
Hey, bro.
No, no, I'm saying in the chat, bro. They're gonna be like, come on, let's get one. Yeah,
Carlos,
for
what are you
sale,
doing with that
baby.
last Verizon discount code, man? That 50% banger. What are you doing with it?
Bro, I got somebody offered me 500, bro. 500. And that could be used for of course, we're gonna be using that money as giveaway money, bro, for channels.
Nice.
We can do it for Hector's channel, your channel, my channel, Tyrone's channel.
Noise.
Hey, listen, man. I recommend not a randomized giveaway.
No.
I
no,
recommend
no.
picking the person you want to give it to, who could
Okay.
use it, needs it. Like, I don't do the random thing.
No,
Because what
I
happens
learned.
with the random thing is it might go to somebody who really doesn't need it. And
No.
who's to say that they'll be like, I'm not going to tell them I don't need it. I'm just going to take it, So I picked where I put my SIMs. I had a couple of Boost SIM cards, Hector. They were $60 unlimited Boost SIM cards for the TN network back in like June. I picked the two people they went to. They were two people that needed them. They struggled to have service, right? It helped them save on their bill. They were able to use the hotspot. They were able to use the connection. It was good,
Yeah, someone that needs it. That's a good
Yeah,
way
bro.
to look at it.
Yeah.
That's what this is how I'm gonna do it, bro. Is I'm gonna see who comments the most and likes, because you can check that on YouTube Studio.
Oh yeah.
And then what I'll do is put
Hold
the
on, I'm on
names,
it.
put the names on the hat,
Start typing.
and then,
Yeah.
and then you pick,
Love
and
you,
then
man.
just pick up,
Love you,
you
man.
pick out the name from a hat, and just go from there, bro.
Yeah.
Do
Have I
it that
told you
way.
that you look really good during the live streams?
Yeah, you're the best in the live streams, bro.
You're the best, bro.
I wake up and I play your live streams.
Carlos.
Because
Carlos
that's
is
how that's how we got to do it, bro. Because a lot of people are just we don't want those people to just subscribe for a giveaway and then they're gone. Screw
Yeah.
that, man. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's
true.
how it was when I had the last one. That's how it was, bro. A lot of people just subbed, and then when somebody actually won that, it was crazy. Somebody actually won that did comment a lot, Lawrence, and then out of nowhere, you saw those people just go away, bro. After it, so I was like, you know what?
Wow.
We gotta change this up.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why so far I've been lucky. I've tried to build the channel without doing anything like that until I'll do it eventually. But I'm gonna do it, once I feel like I have more subscribers and they're there because they actually want to watch the content, So right now at the moment, I'm investing more in production stuff, right? So like getting Final Cut Pro, getting a new computer so I can do better videos, spending money on music, that I can use royalty free, that kind of stuff. And then once I get the subs built up, then I'll do stuff like that.
You're right there, bro. We're
go to our
gonna push for you. We're gonna and Tana's so lit.
Tana's so
Yeah.
lit, dude.
The brother Tana's so lit. Chosenbeats.club. You might
Bro.
like that too.
Chosenbeats.com.
Chosenbeats.club.
Okay, gotcha.
Bro, he's on this app. I have it downloaded too, where all your songs that you buy or whatever it's called, Bandcamp. Like I have them all set there, bro. I'm telling you, dude. Sometimes I just be slapping this stuff, bro, on the whip, bro. It sounds so good.
Yeah.
Ricky, I'm using the Blue Yeti microphone. This one's a condenser mic. I like this mic. It's really sensitive though. So I have actually had to mess with the placement of my desk where I produce based on the reverb. This thing's really sensitive.
Yeah.
So I'm speaking into the most open part of the room.
Yeah.
And I put the wall behind me and I've got the cardioid pattern on. Yeah, because the reverb can be annoying.
Yeah, is mine really bad? Does mine sound bad?
You actually kind of have a slight echo in your room.
Yeah, I need to put something up over here.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about these rooms, man. You either have to dampen the sound and put up panels and stuff like that, or you've got to try to configure a setup that might reduce it. It's hard. I actually bought this, Hector. So I have two mics. When the air conditioning's running, like seriously, I'm not even joking. Dynamic. I use this dynamic. Yeah, because this really channels the sound, and it's less sensitive.
Yeah,
I have to speak a little louder, and I got to be more directional. But that's what I do.
I have a dynamic one right now. I'm trying the same one that you have, Carlos. I almost sent it back because on my PC it sounded terrible, but it sounds pretty good on an iMac.
That's what I use it on. It's a Mac.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. But yeah, I'm thinking I might use the dynamic mic until I can put up some soundproofing, because even when I'm talking, I can hear some reverb here.
Are you using the mic right now?
Yeah, that's right. I got it.
That's why you sound clear, bro. I wondered why you sounded clearer than the last time.
Oh yeah,
it works good, bro.
Oh, let me give you a pro tip for you, Hector.
Si, señor.
You already have the windscreen on there on the mic.
See,
you don't need that need that other one.
Well, which one? Oh, the one at the bottom.
I tell people just pick one.
Okay, here, let me just,
because look, if I put that just makes me sound more muffled, right?
How about that?
It's just okay. So let me see the placement on that. Just make sure that it's close enough to where you don't have to yell, and you should be good, bro.
All right, I appreciate the tips. Getting live tips. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, look how I set up mine, dude. Like, look at my. I'm gonna actually blow this out here. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Like, I got this thing right in front of me, so I don't have to scream and yell, and I don't care. Like, if somebody's like, "Oh, why has he got a mic right in his face?" Well, it's gonna sound good. We're having a podcast.
Right here,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, buddy. So.
Yeah,
I always tell people pick one. You don't need both. You know, you don't like if you're gonna. I have one. I got the same thing. The windscreen. To prevent the plosives. I have it too. But what I've learned actually is with proper technique, you start to reduce that thing, which is what you're trying to prevent.
Not putting it right in front of your face.
Yeah. So actually, the best way to speak into a mic is 90 degrees off center a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So how you kind of got it, right? So it's
Hector, get this camera.
Yeah. Well, I got this one right here. Look, check it out.
60 frames per second.
You got nice, dude. 1080p.
Yeah.
Is it 1080p 60 frames a second?
Yeah, it's got like a super wide angle. Watch, let me show you. Yeah. You can. I mean, it gets a lot.
Lavendi, the arm came with the setup. It was the mic, the arm, the windscreen, and
oh, nice.
And the headphones, the studio headphones came with the whole shebang. It was $150.
Nice.
It even came with this little tripod thing for it.
That's nice.
Oh, that is. The microphone somebody asked on the comments. It's a Maono. I don't know. How do you pronounce it?
I never heard of that brand.
Yeah, it's some soft brand. But I do have a Sam. What is it? A Samsung. That's
Samsung. Yeah.
Microphone. That one sounds better. I think that one sounds really good.
That is a really high quality mic. Yeah.
I threw it in my backpack. Yeah. I'm not using it right now, just in case I have to do a quick video.
Yeah, I have Audio Technica equipment. I have Sennheiser equipment. I mean, there's some really nice stuff out there. There's Neumann's. There's all these great mics. But here's why I think there's a point where like spending more doesn't make sense. Okay, so this entire setup, like my other mic is a $30 mic. This mic is $150 with its accessories. I don't use an XLR setup.
Yeah.
Therefore, why would I invest in an even more expensive mic if I'm not going with XLR? So,
plus we're not trying to sing either.
I just don't want to sound bad.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. My goal is to sound like actually to be tolerable for an hour. Yeah. That's how I want to sound, bro.
I think the next step for me is to put either some items in the room, because this is just our third room that we don't really use, or to put some soundproofing in the back somewhere. You know, that's going to be the next step for me. Because otherwise, I'm happy with how it sounds. I've recorded videos where it sounds really good, so I'm good with what I have right now. It's pretty much what Carlos already has.
Yeah. I told Carlos a long time ago, bruh, like you've been using those AirPods, you know, with their built-in mics, and it's momentary. Like that's on the go. But if you're gonna dedicate podcasts, like Carlos' podcasts are getting tons of traffic. His podcasts are getting 500, 1,000 views, and you're going for more than an hour. The sound quality matters. You don't want somebody to say, well, you know, Carlos has a cool podcast, but his sound ain't great. So when he upgraded his sound, I was like, that's how you do it, And when Hector, when you started upgrading your sound, like it enhances your videos because now your clarity is there, right? The sound quality is there.
The main thing was the camera. That's why I got this iMac, because it's got that new 1080p
nice
camera. So I think it looks all right. I don't know. What do you guys think? I just need to fix the lighting too. Put some lighting in that.
It's not just that either, Hector. It's you gotta, with this StreamYard, you have to make sure you have the right one. The one that's supports the 1080p.
Oh.
Like if you don't, it doesn't matter. You could have the best camera in the world, but it's just going to give you 720p quality max, and that's it.
I had it at 480p. I just realized I had it at 480p.
There you go. You cleared up a ton.
Here, let me see this camera here. That's really interesting. We're talking about this. Yes, I only get 720p on this one. Yeah.
It's because the StreamYard, the host, it goes off the host.
Yeah. Hey, good tips, man. I'm learning stuff from you guys right now.
But you cleared up a lot, though. Like, I'm talking about a ton.
I appreciate it. Do I look good? Give me a compliment, bro.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. All studly and whatnot.
Hey, just so you guys know, it is my birthday today. So.
Happy birthday, Hector.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, man.
They see buddy. Baby.
We're all the same age, man. That's incredible. Wow. Most of the creators that I collaborate with and do podcasts with, we're all kind of hanging around that 34 to 38 range. We're kind of simmering in our 30s right now.
we finally realized what our calling was, right? We want to do videos.
Yeah. Well, you've served in the military, right?
Marine.
Yeah, Carlos as well. I mean, you guys have done some things, and you've seen and traveled and done whatever, and you've married and you've done all these things. I mean, you guys are accomplished. You've seen the world a little bit.
Yeah. It's good to. The way I see the channel, man, is it's one of those things where I feel like I could inform people, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I think that you guys do a pretty good job of that. Just adding some clarity to things, right? Kind of giving our perspective based on, like, personally, I've lived, in other countries for a small amount of time, Mexico, of course, some places overseas, and it gives you a different perspective. So I don't know. I think I'm trying to bring some clarity. Hopefully it's working, Yeah,
absolutely. Good. You have a good channel, man, and I love your coverage. I've been watching you for a while, and it's been awesome having you on our shows.
Appreciate it.
And we're trying to get Hector, if you guys could go to your YouTube search. You can keep watching this too. Go to your YouTube search, Tech Extremist, my buddy Hector. If any of my mods are out there, go ahead and just get a link to make it easy for everyone. Go ahead and subscribe to his channel. I do recommend that you watch some videos. You will not be disappointed. Tons of coverage.
I'm not that crazy, despite what everybody says.
Yeah, don't listen to the rumors. Don't listen to the rumor mill at the watering hole.
I don't bite.
What's up, Tony Phony Baloney? Thanks, man. Yeah, man. Check out his channel. He does a ton of testing. He's got all the devices. He's got all the plans, the access. If you want to know what these networks are really like, there's two ways to do it. You buy the phones and test them yourself, or you subscribe to Hector. You know what I'm saying? That's just two ways to do it. Yeah. So
I'm lucky because my wife, she knows that this is kind of like, thank you, appreciate it. And if you go to techextremist.com, that's it. That's what it does. It takes you straight to the channel on YouTube. So there's no website. There's no website. It just takes you straight to the channel. So just so you guys know. But Tony, I'm lucky because my wife lets me do it. If it wasn't for her, I couldn't do it. She lets me spend the money and get the stuff, and I do it for fun. So I always say to people, because some people are like, well, how the hell do you afford that? You got so many phones. And then I sit down with somebody that does, like, say, a lot of fishing, and I'm like, let's see how much money you spend on your boat, on your fishing lines, because that's my hobby, right? So that's your hobby. I bet you if we add it up, it's about the same price. And it's the same thing with someone that rides a motorcycle. Carlos knows all about it because he loves cars. It gets expensive, man, no matter what the hobby is. So this just happens to be my hobby.
Dave B, what is up, my dude? The homie Dave B's Tech. Appreciate the super chat. Amateur radio operators, we learn to speak across mic. I watch all the time, even though I don't comment or like much. Trying to get rid of Big G. He's talking about Google.
Subscribers on my way. I'm already up at 998.
Yeah,
you,
dude, you're on your way to 1,000, and I'll be the first to congratulate you because it's inevitable. So,
Thank you.
nice job, man. You really kicked up the production. I mean, you got daily uploads. You've done a lot of different things. You've invested the time. I know it's a labor of love because you've been doing it through all of this. I mean, you rebranded your channel. You know what I'm saying? I've seen you through the whole thing. So congrats to you and many blessings in the future, man.
Thank you. You too. Same for you guys. You guys do a great job. I get some info from you guys. I let out some of my secret there, but hey, I don't know how this works. Let me look up Sneed's tutorial.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's how it works. Now, when I go on live stream, I'm gonna look like I sound like what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I don't know if what I'm doing is any good, dude. I just know that it's fun. You know, I've always been, big on network technology. So in the process of learning and trying to understand and be more informed, I was like, let me just make a channel, man. Let me just do this, and this will be my thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks for the super chat, MS.
Glad you're doing it too.
I have no idea if what I'm doing is right. I don't.
It is. Nobody else is doing it. If you think about it, it seems to be like you and Tech Life Channel are kind of like the godfathers of this little wireless channel that's going on. Because before that, I told Tyrone several years ago, I used to watch a channel that used to kind of do what we do, but I don't know what happened to that person. They just gave up. They used to do live streaming like you do. They used to do speed testing and news, and then just that person disappeared. I don't know what happened to them. And so like Tech Life, and then you around the same time, you kind of.
What was his name? I think I know who he is.
Yeah, he used to have like several thousand subscribers too. And then all of a sudden, that person just gave up. I don't know if anybody knows their name.
Was he the guy? Was his name Eddie?
I think it might have been Eddie. Yeah.
I remember he disappeared.
Yeah, he just disappeared.
I remember he used to do a lot of AT&T testing, prepaid brands, plans, and stuff like that.
Basically, what we do now, he was doing it several years ago, and then he just poof, bye. Don't know what happened.
He just stopped, dude.
He just stopped. Imagine where
he made a second channel and everything, and then he just stopped. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever happened, who knows?
Just for anybody that knows, I've known Tyrone since maybe about 2010. I've known him for a long time. Like I've known him for a really long time. I watched him start his channel. He had like 10 subscribers, and then all of a sudden he had 1,000, and it was just like boom, it blew up from there. So I've known that guy for a long time. He's a good dude. Yeah,
he is. Ali, appreciate the super chat, man. What do you think of the future of Metro? Metro's in the balance, dude. Yeah. Metro's at a tipping point. Everything that happens in the next 30 days is going to dictate what happens in the future of Metro. From a CEO side, Mike Sievert, these retail guys like John Fryer, these dealers, there will be dealers that will have to close their doors if things don't go their way a little bit, because nobody's in this to work for free.
Yeah.
In business, if there are partners, or even from like the customer owner or the customer business relationship, everybody has to win. That's good business. If only one side wins and the other side is disgruntled or not winning, that's unsustainable. They're going to close. So everything that happens in the next 30 days is going to dictate the future of the Metro brand and also T-Mobile and prepaid. So I'm not trying to overstate it. I actually don't think that I can overstate it, because hundreds of dealers, thousands of jobs, millions of dollars. That's the enormity of the situation.
Guys, hey, I'm gonna share something with you right quick, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Here, let me share. I don't know if am I sharing now?
No.
I feel like an old person. Oh, there you go. Hold on. I feel like an old person.
Like you hit share and then
$5 super chat.
And you see it now?
No.
You got to hit share, Sneed, after he hits it. Yeah. After
I know how to share it, dude. I'm waiting on him.
Oh, it's
You got to hit share, Hector.
okay.
In the
1
bottom.
second. How about now? It didn't work, did it? Okay, I'm doing it on a Mac, but anyway, I appreciate you guys. It just hit a 1K on the channel.
Congratulations, Hector.
Congrats,
Thank you.
bro.
Yeah.
Hit in the bottom. You'll see on the bottom it says share screen. Click on share screen. Then the thing will pop up saying what
Mute,
screen you
stop
want to share.
cam mics, share
Oh,
screen.
I
There
know
you
why
go.
it wasn't working. I was trying to share. Just the window, application window, and it won't work that way. That's my bad. There you go, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All
Yeah.
right.
You
That's
got
how
it,
you-
bro.
Congratulations, bro.
Yep. 1,000 subs. Now go get yourself monetized and start making some AdSense revenue.
Well, apparently that's going to take a few weeks. So, that's going to be great, and I'm excited for that. But I just like doing that, man. So if you like doing something, you kind of tend to want to continue.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at right now. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, but the compensation, the AdSense revenue can be put into the production value, into the resources.
Yeah.
So, that's
True.
that's how I see it.
That's true. That's a good
I
point.
bought a dual monitor desktop. I bought sound. I bought lights. I bought microphones, not just one. I bought multiple. The desk. I mean, just to be productive and to be comfortable and enjoy what I'm doing while I'm doing it.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like I always joke around with a Tech Life channel because you like have the best voice for this stuff. Like,
Damn, really?
you do, man. Like, look, I'm gonna tell you how it is because I like making fun of myself, but it's the truth. So if y'all want to laugh at me, that's good. I sound like a Mexican shack when I talk on the microphone. Like, hey guys, how's it going? How's everybody doing? That's how I sound, like a mini Mexican shack, right?
Oh my god.
You got the voice, dude. So it sounds good. Another one that has the voice is Tyrone. He really does have a nice voice for this. And Carlos, you and I, we sound good, but these guys really beat us out, man.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we
they beat
gotta work harder, bro.
Yeah,
That's
but
okay.
I'll give Tyrone and Carlos the edge because the tone of their voice is, and they're both very mild mannered when they speak. Neither of them interrupts anyone. They're amazing to have on the podcast. They kind of let you do your thing, I interrupt people and I always catch myself and I feel terrible. I'm like, I gotta stop this.
Carlos, the thing that he has that's a really good thing. So now we're like, we're showing each other strengths. Like that dude can put things together more than anybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm gonna get 10 of you guys and we're gonna do this live thing, and he's got 10 people on there
He puts it together, yeah.
together. So he's really good at that kind of stuff. So I don't have that talent.
It is.
Bro,
It is a talent. Yeah, it is.
We're all on the same mission, we're all basically here to show the truth. We're here to help the people. We're here to advocate for the employees too. So why not all help each other out and collaborate together, bro? That's our mission.
Yeah, that's true. There's plenty of room for everybody.
At the end of the day, we don't care about the company. Screw them. We pay them.
No.
They don't pay us.
Dude, exactly. You know how frustrated I get when someone comments on the channel, which is okay. You have the right to do that, and I welcome it. But someone will say something like, "Why are you hating on T-Mobile? Why are you hating on Verizon?" It's like, dude, why do you care?
Yeah.
Why does it bother you? Like, does
I
T-Mobile
feel
pay you? Do they
I
pay
feel like they're investors, Hector. There's no other way. They must be.
Yeah, they
right?
must be. It's the only explanation. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, dude, you pay them, right?
Right.
You pay these guys. So why are you getting all offended over here, brother? Come on.
Mystic Eric, thank you for the super chat. He said AT&T speed is king. Verizon better than I thought. New CEO. Great. T-Mobile been a ripoff the last 6 years. I'll keep 2 of the 3. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully you don't feel like T-Mobile's been ripping you off and the network gets better so that the access gets better. That's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
Michael, thanks for the PayPal donation. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, the donations go to Yasmin. So Hector, what I do with my AdSense and with my PayPal donations and the super chats, I take that amount, whatever's left after Google takes their money, right? You're going to get 2/3 of your super chat donations. Google's going to take 1/3. I match whatever I get for savings for my daughter's college. So let's say I get $100 in super chats after it's all said and done in a month.
Yeah.
I'll throw in another 100 of my own money. So I'll deposit $200 for my daughter's college.
Nice.
So that's what I've done as a motivator to keep me saving for her. because so many people are accruing so much debt for school.
You invest on your equipment too, because you like I watch your channel and you have an intro. Your intro looks really good. Like that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get as good as that. You have do you use Final Cut Pro? Is that what you use?
I do, and you know what? Sometimes it just takes familiarity. You just have to try. You know, like when I use OBS, when I do my live streams solo, you know, like the music, the graphics, you just build it, right? You learn how to use the software, and that's time invested.
Yeah.
Right. So time is valuable as money. In fact, actually, time is worth more than money, because money, there's always another dollar, but time is, you can't get it back.
Yeah.
So when you invest and you're investing your time, it's the most crucial thing.
Well, you guys do definitely, because Carlos as well, like his videos are like, you know, they look really good. So you guys definitely do.
Nah, they're getting there, bro. They still need some work, but it's getting there.
Yeah. Hey, you've invested though. You got stuff coming in that, you know, that looks pretty good. And then of course your podcast and all that good stuff. I need to do stuff like that. That's good stuff right there, man. So good on you.
Set it up, bro. I'm there. You tell me, you could send me the link and I'm there 100%.
Yeah, my wife just bought one of them cutter machines, Silhouette, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So she's making me these little decals. Don't worry, I'm not gonna sell mugs yet.
Bro. Hey, bro. Do you need decals made, bro?
He's got it.
Look at that big ass plotter machine I have.
Holy man.
That's like commercial grade, bro.
Ooh, look at that thing, man. Thanks,
nice. Jose. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Like he said, congratulations to all of you.
That is like the high end one right there, buddy. Oh yeah.
That cost me $7,000, that machine.
$7,000? Holy crap.
We got congratulations from Jose to all of us, to Carlos,
Gracias, Jose.
to Hector. Yeah, buddy.
Muchas gracias. Gotta do a Spanish one. Hey, let's do a Spanish one.
Oh, dude, you know I could hang, bro. Listen to me. I spent 8 days in Dominican Republic. I sounded like I was fresh off a Big Pun album, bro. I wasn't even speaking English anymore when I was over there by the 8th day.
To the broadcaster would still be like, si quieres mejores servicios, júntate con Verizon.
Like it sounds like those. It sounds like those Sprint commercials. You remember the Spanish ones?
Nadie entiende mejor servicio que Sprint.
Man, that's awesome, bro. They had those the commercials with the guys in like the old westerns. They're like dancing out in the desert. Like what the heck were they thinking, bro?
Yeah.
Cinco líneas por $100.
Every day, bro. I hear it every single day. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate it, man. It's kind of you.
Broadcaster voice, and you do the Cuban broadcaster voice. How about that,
bro? I'm telling you, we should do it just to have some fun, bro. I'm down with it, bro, because you can turn on the subtitles, so the people that don't know or don't want to learn can just turn on the subtitles.
Hey, man. You know what? That's actually not a bad idea, dude. Do some videos in Spanish.
But
there's
see,
a lot of people out there looking for that.
But here's the thing, bro. Like, have you ever watched Joey Diaz, the comedian?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Joey Diaz like understands Spanish pretty well.
Yeah.
But like, you know, because he's so far removed from the culture, like his Spanish though is kind of jacked up.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be that, because I've been so far removed from, you know, when I was learning Spanish in high school and college.
Yeah.
And then my travels, which took me to Spanish-speaking nations. And when I used to work more at the bakery with the customers, now I kind of work behind the scenes, but a lot of our customers are Hispanic. They moved to Cleveland, you know, it could be a work situation, whatever. And that segment of Cleveland, the West Side, is it's loaded. There are people of Puerto Rican descent. There are people of Guatemalan descent, Salvador. I mean, so many different countries. You have to know Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was kind of forced, you know, when we carried Goya products and they would ask us, you know, like, could you get this? We start ordering. I'm like, dude, we got to learn how to speak Spanish. And we started doing it. And I took classes and I went to DR, man, bro. Do you know, like, if you take Spanish courses, like, let's say you do the high school thing, right? You learn how to like kind of pronounce things. And then you go to a Spanish speaking country for a year. You will speak fluent Spanish. You have no choice but to immerse yourself in the language. Well, and I think that's what people don't understand. If you want to learn it, go.
The thing about Spanish that's really interesting and I know Carlos is gonna back me up on this. So you go to Mexico, they speak really different compared to say Puerto Rican, and then Puerto Rican speaks really different compared to Cuban. Cuban speaks really different from Dominican. When I lived in the New York area, Lyndhurst, New Jersey, that area there, I used to listen to, I made a few Dominican friends, and they would speak in Spanish around me, and it was so different, dude. They would use words that I never used before, like vete a la what was it, one of the ones they used a lot? A la baña, or vete a la baña, a la veña.
I know what you're talking about. We can't say it on the channel, but I know it.
It's not a bad word. I didn't even know it was a bad word.
Some are, yeah. I know.
Well, what I would ask is, which one is more considered to be more proper? Which dialect?
Okay, so this is my argument exactly, because the Colombian people they claim they have the most proper Spanish.
That's who I learned Spanish from. My teacher in college was Colombian. Yeah.
But the original Spanish is from Spain, dude. That there's no bias, there's no hate there. It is the truth. That is just the original Spanish. Just like when people ask, "What's the most proper English?"
From England.
Where did English come from? You know what I mean?
But we have American dialects that are considered proper.
Yes.
So like the Midwest dialect is considered news, like spoken news, how you would watch like CNN or Fox or whatever. Like those channels, the way people speak is Midwest. You know, you don't see Peter Griffin on the news. You know what I'm saying? That Boston, New England.
Jose Santana, the B word is really bad, Hector. Whoops. Sorry, guys.
Nice job, Hector. Nice job.
Yeah, like I'll tell you this right now. Like the English here in the United States it's slanged, and it's a whole, and almost all around the world, everybody that learns how to speak English as a second language, like in the Philippines and other countries that is, where they consider it as mandatory second language, they learn the United Kingdom way. So our way is basically like the slang of our countries of Spanish. It's not proper.
Yeah.
You know what we got to do? You have to have a friend that is an English teacher, a high school English teacher. Have that, because they will make sure that you enunciate, deliver proper speech, have the correct grammar. Because I ask my English teachers all the time, "How are you doing today?" "I am well. Thank you for asking." Like, it's very proper. And if you say you are good, they're like,
really?
Yeah, exactly. So
that's what I always think. I'm good.
Yeah. But if you think about it, when it becomes so common, then we don't think about it like twice, right? So I'm good. Or if somebody says I'm doing good, right? So are you well or are you doing good? I think you can do good, like that you're in the stage of being good, right? You're well, but you could say good and it still works.
Yeah.
But
the main purpose of language is to understand people, right? So if you understand them, that's good enough. So
feeling good, doing well. I mean, I've heard people say more betterer. I mean, they're just chopping up and spewing words like,
what else? I say what else is a lot.
What's the other one? Truthishly, people make up words.
Yeah.
Like that's not a thing. Warshing, I hear that all the time.
Yeah, and then of course, like even like in America, right? Like when I moved to the South, because that's where I met my wife, right? So I learned a lot of Southern slang, and then the first time I heard someone say "down yonder,"
like over there.
Yeah, like like over, down yonder. I was like, what is yonder? Like, I didn't understand, but it's the same thing, right? I used to say things that I grew up in East LA saying that people would be like, "What the hell is that?" So
and then there's the grammar, like the past tense, present tense, future tense misalignment. Like you was there, like Jose is saying, you were there, you was there, or but it's become such commonplace we don't even think about it anymore. Words are used incorrectly, but who cares? You understand, right? You know what they're saying,
Yeah, man, that's interesting stuff. Well, gentlemen, I have to get going because I got to go to work.
We're done. We out this piece, Hector. Thanks for being here, man.
Oh, you guys are awesome. I was so like hoping that I'd get to a 1K today.
You did.
And then when you said, "Hey, Hector's trying to get there," I'm like, "Oh yes, I'm gonna get there now." Because it was like stagnant all day. It's like one of those. I hate how that happens. It's like one day I'm just looking at the counter. I'm like, "Well, that's not going up today," And then like one day I'm just like, whatever, dude, I don't care. Screw it, whatever.
Yeah, we're glad that you got there, man.
I get like
bro.
20.
Congratulations, bro.
We're very happy for you. Good job,
Appreciate
man. Hard
Thank you.
work paying off. Yes, sir. All right, let's wrap it up. Hector, thanks for being here. Appreciate you coming on. Congratulations on the 1,000. Carlos, you're next. I think your 1,000 is on deck. We'll try to get you there as well.
Get him likes, please. Subscribe.
Yeah, go ahead, and if this is your first time here on the channel, maybe YouTube recommended the video, consider subscribing. All things network tech, we cover it all. Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, millimeter wave, 5G, mid-band, low band, any topic that has to do with wireless technology, you know, bleeding edge, cutting edge, all the stuff, we cover everything here. We've got an audio-only podcast that's in the description. Got the Patreon page, the @SneedTech Twitter handle. Subscribe to Tech Extremist over on YouTube, techextremist.com. Carlos S. Tech as well.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, we got a lot of great things up and coming. We'll continue doing podcasts and shows like this. Big shout out to anybody who donated. Big shout out to anybody who hit the like button. Please do that for me now. Share this to your favorite socials. If you got Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the whole shebang, please do share. And I think we'll do a show tomorrow. We'll hang out. We'll figure out something for a topic. I'll send the invites out, and we'll see who can make it on. Anything for the go to the order, gentlemen?
I don't know. Should we do another one tomorrow? I was thinking about maybe we do a live tomorrow.
Yeah,
why
let's
not?
do it. Yeah, we'll send the invites out. We'll see who can come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I don't know.
Don't walk in on us.
All right.
Screw it. I'm down, bro. Let's do it, and we can do it more freely. We can speak a little more freely, you know.
Hashtag 2Live crew for everybody in the live.
Yeah.
Hashtag mod squad for all my blue moderators. Hashtag ravioli gang if you were eating while you were listening to this podcast. And hashtag form Voltron if you ever see somebody messing with the SMT Nation. Take them out. Hit them with the hammer. All right, we out this piece, guys. Peace.
Peace.